US versus UK Deal English, Heads of Terms versus Term Sheet Explained. Welcome! Today we're decoding US versus UK deal language so you don't talk past each other. In the US, people say term sheet. In the UK, it's heads of terms. Different labels, same purpose. Outline the key deal points before drafting long-form contracts. The catch? Similar words can carry different legal effects, and assumptions travel poorly across borders. Our goal is to align meaning, not just vocabulary. By the end, you'll recognize risky mismatches, choose clearer wording, and avoid surprises that turn preliminary notes into accidentally binding commitments. Let's make your next cross-Atlantic deal smoother. In the US, a term sheet is usually non-binding overall, except for a few specified clauses. In the UK, heads of terms can look informal, but may bind certain items by default. Typical binding parts include confidentiality, exclusivity, and costs/expenses. That's where people get burned. Best practice: label each clause as binding or non-binding in the heading or a margin legend. Example: confidentiality, binding; deal terms, non-binding. Add a cover sentence confirming intent. If a judge or counterpart reads only one page, they should still see what is and isn't enforceable. Watch these false friends. Exclusivity, US, often equals no shop/no talk. The UK equivalent is lockout, meaning the seller won't negotiate with others for a set period. Conditions precedent, US, approximately equals conditions to completion, UK, items that must be satisfied before closing. Representations and warranties can differ in how they're drafted and what remedies follow, so define remedies clearly. Material adverse effect, MAE, versus material adverse change, MAC. Similar idea, but thresholds and timing can vary by market and law. Spell out metrics, carve-outs, and examples so nobody argues later about what material meant. Clean structure reduces risk. Use numbered sections with clear labels like price, exclusivity, conditions, confidentiality, costs, governing law. Add a short definition/glossary box for terms such as net debt, completion, working capital. Keep one topic per clause. Don't mix exclusivity with price adjustments or you'll blur intent. Include a binding/non-binding legend at the top and cross-reference it in each clause heading. Consistency helps teams on both sides scan, translate internally, and confirm that commercial intent matches the legal effect. Steal these lines to avoid ambiguity. 1. Except as stated in Section X, this term sheet is non-binding. 2. Exclusivity, binding for 45 days from signature. 3. For clarity, no party is obliged to complete the transaction. 4. Governing law and forum, state/country, binding. Add one more. If this document conflicts with the definitive agreements prevail. These short, plain sentences set expectations, reduce arguments, and make review faster for busy stakeholders who only skim. Numbers cause silent errors. Always state currency and tax treatment. All amounts in USD. Prices exclude VAT/sales tax unless stated. Write dates in long form, the 5th of June 2025, to avoid 0506 confusion. Define net debt precisely and clarify cash-free/debt-free if that's your pricing basis. Specify time zones for deadlines and signs/close milestones. All times are London time, GMT or BST as applicable, or New York time, ET. If you use working capital adjustments, include the reference date, methodology, and sample calculation to anchor expectations. Expect different rhythms. In the US, pace is faster, red lines arrive early, and people iterate in the document. In the UK, there's often a sequence, meeting minutes, and a preference to agree principles before marking up. Bridge the gap by sending call summaries with action items and sent-by dates. Avoid idioms and internal jargon. Use plain, short sentences. Before wordsmithing, confirm intent. Is the goal to prevent parallel talks for 45 days? Once intent is aligned, drafting becomes a translation task, not a battle of styles. Before you hit send, check these. 1. Map binding versus non-binding first, and mark every clause. 2. Translate key terms in a mini glossary so both teams read the same playbook. 3. Lock the big four early: exclusivity, confidentiality, costs, and governing law/forum. 4. Write in readable, neutral English. Clarity beats cleverness. Do this, and your term sheet/heads of terms will guide the deal, not derail it. Same deal, different words. Now you can make them mean the same thing.